So I just finished watching the Omega Glory. Finally got my Nexus 7 back so I can start doing these videos again. Man, I know it has been a long time and I'm really sorry about that, but I'm hoping this is all fixed now, and eventually one of these days I will get a real video camera so I can have much better videos, and I'll start doing some editing and stuff like that. So that's the good note. The bad note? I just watched the Omega Glory. Holy crap. This episode, this was like watching Birdemic, Shock and Terror. It was confusing. They were trying to shoehorn in some great message, and it was a train wreck. So, where to start? This is where most Star Trek episodes start out. The Enterprise is going along. They get some sort of distress call, or they find something that's weird, or whatever. And Kirk, and Spock, and McCoy, and red shirt number, let's see, today is number 372. They all go to explore. In this case, it's another starship. And when they get there, they find that all the people there have been turned into some sort of white rock type substance. Okay, so honestly, it's not starting out bad. You know, it is the typical Star Trek opening, but that's alright. We've had some really great episodes come out of this sort of thing. So I'm getting excited, like, wow, okay, you know, is there a monster on board that turns people into rock salt? You know, that would be cool. Well, no, it's a virus. Okay, cool. I can still deal with the virus. I feel viruses are kind of a cop-out to come in with something better. Alright, we'll deal with it being a virus. So they get this message and they find out that they're infected, and they go down to the planet, and they get to the planet, and of course it looks like Earth, and they come across Captain Tracy, who was the captain of the other ship. Why is it always the captain that survives? That's another thing I found odd. So I get it, Kirk always survives because he's the main character of our story, but is the captain, like, immune to dying in most of these situations until Kirk meets them? You know, like Doomsday Machine, we meet the other captain, and he's the only one who survived. And I feel this is like a recurring theme. Why can't it be like some lonely deckhand who survives? Or the cook? You know, that would be cool. Okay, getting the Hunt for Red October territory there or something, but anyway, I digress. So, they go there, and they're on this planet, and there's two races. There are the Kooms and the Yangs. And the Kooms all look like these Genghis Khan type characters. They're very Mongolian looking in a very stereotypical way. And the Yangs are all white, and they're all caveman type savages. Alright. Not the most original, and yeah, the stereotyping is a little bad, but hey, you know what? We'll deal with it. Because in this case, it's like, alright, hey, you know what? The white people are kind of the bad guys in this, and then you got a whole population of these Asian-looking, you know, sort of Western Russian. Okay, I can deal with that. That's not bad. So anyway, Captain Tracy is there. He explains that they're all infected. They can never go back. Blah, blah. Yeah, we know they're going back. Okay, so don't mess around with that. But he's like looking for this fountain of youth type concept that the Kooms are all living like 1,000 years. And it's this BS explanation of survival of the fittest, that this disease that caused everybody else to turn to rock didn't affect some people, and those people live super long. What? It made no sense at all. I'm going to try to give it a pass. This is Star Trek. A lot of it doesn't make sense. As we know, Gene Roddenberry wasn't really into the science as he was into the storytelling. Okay, so maybe this is going to have a great storytelling element to it. No. No, it's not, because it just gets worse from here. The Enterprise crew gets captured. The red shirt dies. He does make it almost 15 minutes into the episode. Almost a third of the way. And I think that's got to be a record. Like, kudos to this dude. He made it far, and he was actually, like, pulling his own weight for the most part. So, red shirt, way to go, buddy. I I appreciate you. So they get it captured. Red Shirt's dead. Kirk has a fist fight in a cage in the jail that goes on forever. I seriously could not wait for this scene to get over. I actually started playing a game on my Nexus because I was that bored. It was Kirk doing his stupid karate chop thing, and the bad guy swinging and rolling around, and everybody looking terrified. It's stupid. It's friggin' stupid. And I'm trying not to do this as an angry review, but this episode has brought me to the point where I'm almost ready to do an angry review sort of thing, just to vent my frustrations at how insulting this episode was. So anyway, there's a bunch of stupid exposition. Apparently, like, the Coombs are kind of defeated somehow, and the Yangs are there, and they capture the Enterprise crew, plus Captain Tracy, and Kirk has this big thing about not interfering, Prime Directive, blah, blah, blah. And then I think it was Spock maybe points out, or somebody points out that, Yang sounds a lot like Yankees, and Coombs is like communists, and yeah, that's what it was. This was social commentary on the Cold War, and it messed it up big time. Big time. The whole idea is that this planet developed just like Earth and had a United States and a Soviet Union. Give me a break. I could buy some of the other stuff like A Planet of the Gangsters because they're really impressionable, or some of the other stuff. It's far-fetched, it's a little silly, but it worked in those cases. It was like, no, the United States existed on this planet. It wasn't a situation where, hey, a bunch of Americans got fed up and they left and they founded this new planet, and that's why they have like an American thing going on, because they pull out a friggin' American flag. 13 stripes, 50 stars. Really? Really? This same place had 13 colonies as well, and now had exactly 50 states before it was wiped out by the evil communists. Holy crap. This episode was just racist. From start to finish. The big reveal was dumb. That I don't even know really what they were trying to get across with the big reveal. This was like watching M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. You're kind of bored most of the way. You get to the big reveal. And yeah, it is a big reveal. And you still don't care. That's what this was. Where did this even come from? It wasn't really hinted at, and it didn't make the story better. It just made the story dumber. And I think that's where I'm getting so upset, because this episode did have some great ideas that they just dropped. The whole debate on the Prime Directive. This is something that we hear a lot about in these Star Trek episodes. The Prime Directive, we can't interfere, blah, blah, blah. Cool. Let's focus on that. Kirk yells at the other captain for interfering with the Prime Directive for giving everybody phasers. Yet Kirk interferes all the friggin' time. Way to go, hypocrite. Could have done something cool with the virus. No, nothing. Nothing. It was just a disaster. So, oh, gosh. I really hate this episode, if you can't tell. And I think coming back to doing Trek here, this is the first piece of bullshit I gotta deal with. So anyway, Kirk reads the Constitution, which is not only word for word the same as ours, but it's written in the same handwriting. And it's kind of funny also, I snickered a little bit because Shatner is Canadian, and he's reading the American Constitution. I did get a laugh out of that. So anyway, that's the Omega crap. Don't bother with it. Seriously, it's terrible. If you want something better to do, I recommend reading this. Amalia's Blade. I have been waiting for this comic for, oh my gosh, it feels like a year almost. It probably is close to a year. This first debuted in Dark Horse Presents as a little miniseries. This is issue number 0. Steampunk versus cyberpunk world. Pirates and craziness. The art is a lot of fun. The story is hysterical. I can't wait for issue number 1 to come out, because this is just a collection of what was in DHP. So, you know what? Don't bother watching the Omega bullshit. Read this comic. This was awesome. Alright guys, I will see you later.